Alright, hello, greetings and welcome in everyone. Hello. My name is Harriet Citadel, avian alien sentinel VTuber, perpetrator of creative chaos and general maker of things. And it is super good to be here again today. Hello Keith Manta, welcome in. Let me just make sure that I've got everything open that needs to be open and closed that needs to be closed. There we go, now I can actually see my chat box. Hi. How was your morning today so far? My day has been, you know what? The same sort of chaos as I would usually expect now. I've given up trying to predict what life is going to be like. So chaos happens around me, and I deal with it. But yeah, so it's been a good day so far. We got a new commission in, which I'm looking forward to working on a little bit later in the evening. And some unexpected stuff happened IRL in terms of getting rid of some junk around the house, which is really cool. Some stuff got broken out that definitely needed to go, which was loud, but it happened, and it's now done and gone, and it's one less thing just cluttering up the property that is never going to get used, so yay, victory, check. And yeah, fun times. Also, I decided that I'm going to be crazy and actually attempt to do art fight this year, so I'm going to see if I can pull off a couple of attacks. I am not going to make any promises on that, but we're going to see if we can pull it off. Because art fight is something that I've been seeing going around for years, and I have never participated, so I really want to give it a shot. And we'll see how that goes. So today, I kind of just decided, after looking at this one art chat I'm in, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. I have no expectations, but I'm gonna give it a try. So we're gonna see. I have 3 Misthaven characters loaded up on my art fight profile, so it's myself, as well as 2 folk that we're gonna doodle up a little bit now at the beginning of stream before jumping into commission work. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. I've got a couple more Misthaven characters that I still want to introduce you guys to, but I will probably do that at a later stage. I don't think I'm going to have the opportunity to get them all introduced to you in time for art fight. So we're gonna start with just us 3, and then we will try things out a little bit later. I watched an art fight participant video a few months ago, but I never really understood how it works, even though she explained it. Yeah, it's basically an art gifting game, with a point system that I don't get. It doesn't really matter to me. I just want to draw people's characters and maybe get some of my characters drawn too. That's all that matters to me. I know there are themes per team per year, and there's point systems and blah-de-blah-de fish-faced, all that jazz, but honestly, none of that matters. It's all about giving people free art, really. And using the opportunity to grow and experiment and show appreciation for people's individual creativity. So that is the entire point behind art fight, and I've never participated before, so I want to give it a shot. I really want to give it a shot. And that's the gist of it. So, considering that literally none of the characters except for myself have actually had any sort of debut into the world, I figured I should probably draw something about them, just that folks can actually have a half an idea of what this character is about. Because I've got reference sheets, but I've not actually got illustrations or comics or anything to do with them yet, which is a little bit sad. I am writing them. I am writing these characters. So that is something that is happening in the background in periods where I am trying to figure things out. Bread, thank you so much for the resub. Sincerely appreciate it. Thank you. You are my favorite loaf. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. It is an absolute pleasure to have you here again, Bread. And thank you for 6 months. Oh my word. I can't believe it's 6 months already. Oh my word. Thank you for the extended support. Ah! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh man. How are you doing, Bread? How are you doing? No problem. I'm glad I've been able to finally catch a stream again. Yay! It's fantastic seeing you again. It's fantastic. Super, super, super fun. Speaking of, we should probably head over to the main screen, so I can actually introduce you to the two guys that I want to actually doodle first before we dive into commission work for the day. Very tired, but waking up now. Oh, so you just woke up. I hope that you rested, and that the tired is only the, you know, post-snooze tired. Dear. But yes, so I just want to introduce you guys to the two folk that we are going to be joining me in Art Fight. So, the characters that you see here are Claret, who is our fairy marchioness of Fort Misthaven. So technically she's my boss. She's my boss, technically, in the lore. And then we have Tarn over here, Dragon Boy, and yeah, he is, if I had to think of the roles that we play, I think he's actually the actual main character of Misthaven. I think, as far as the writing is gone, Harrier is actually more of a supporting character. Which I'm not surprised by at all. But yeah, Tana's got a vibe to him, and I'm really looking forward to introducing him to him properly. I've been awake for several hours. I've just had weird interaction with mates that made me drowsy all day. Happens every now and again. Oh no. Oh no, I'm sorry. I hope that your internal chemistry resolves itself a little bit more stably. So, shame. Hope that you recover quickly. Aww. I'm ecstatic to see the characters of your story. Thank you! Yes, I'm looking forward to introducing to you to more of them. Like I've got a list of characters that, firstly, the cast that I have developed so far are strictly limited to my immediate dorm and teammates, as well as Claret and her 2IC. Those are pretty much the only characters that I've developed so far, and one other civilian so far, who's basically the outfitter for everything. Because, man, when people appear in the mists, not all the time is it so convenient that people arrive in a state where they have convenient attire on them, and having an outfitter close at hand is usually pretty useful. Mood, I found my own stuff Bread's not important. It's everyone else reacting to him, but it's kind of interesting dynamic. Yes, it is. Oh, thanks. Oh. Yeah. No, I don't see myself as a main character much, you know? Interesting side plot maybe for a side quest, character exploration, but I don't see myself as main character energy. I don't see myself as main character energy all the way. Maybe some people might think differently, but for now, I'm content waving the motivational pom-poms. So yes, Tarn is actually a fellow member of the Mist Guard, so I'm gonna show you guys one more thing with him. No, I did not want to click that button. I want to go file open. For those of you who had seen my previous reference sheet, when I still had the short hair version, you might recognize this outfit for Tarn. This is actually my old patrol uniform, which is actually a unisex patrol uniform. And a while back we revised things a little bit. I just want to make sure, yes? Yeah. So we have revised things a little bit with Tan, so we have now got new patrol uniforms for myself for the different divisions. So Sentinel Division is a much less armored sort of vibe than the Skirmisher, which is Tan's speciality. And then, of course, I've got the Tanking Division, which is the Paladins. And we've got Kai over here modeling that. Although I don't necessarily think, after writing Kai a little bit more, that he would be fond of all of that armor. I found the two most important pieces for a character is the reference and one piece that sets their vibe, one to get their look, one for personality. This is so true. This is so true. Getting that information set is incredibly useful. Incredibly useful. Yeah. I don't think Kai likes his uniform at all. I think it's too bulky for him after getting a little bit more information on his backstory and whatnot. But we will see. I've still got to do a lot of revision on his character design. I know that I'm going to also be giving him paws, GT grade paws again, because human feet suck to draw. And I think I'm going to be adjusting his look and feel a little bit as well on that front. But yeah, so Kai has got a bit of work to do on him still. Tan we're going to work on a little bit today. You guys have met Ebony. Who I realize does not have a folder here yet. Let's just quickly make a folder for him here. Ebony. And his surname is Rambuster. Who, when we were doing the 3-2-1 challenge, we accidentally did his redesign with Ebony. So let me just quickly go there. We went to, it was under art challenges. With Globy Pause challenge. It was Globy Pause challenge. And we also got Ebony. This is obviously his civilian look. But he is also part of the motley crew now. There are a couple of others, but these are the ones that you guys have seen on stream so far. So, Kai, Ebony, Tan, and myself, and obviously Claret. Now, Claret, you'll notice, has a very different art style from the rest of us. This is because Claret was drawn by Know You, and designed by Know You. We had a bunch of support from a bunch of mistlings coming together to actually acquire this character design. I'm still infinitely grateful to you guys for that, because I could not think when I spotted her of a design any better for the ruler of Fort Misthaven than this. So I'm still infinitely grateful for everyone coming together and helping make her arrival in Fort Misthaven possible. So today is actually going to be my first time drawing Claret. I'm looking forward to that. But yes. So just so that you guys have an idea of who all I have in the queue, we funded her campaign. Yes, indeed. You did indeed. And that is a hydrate. So everyone acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages. And let's take a sip. I have not hydrated enough today. I'm going to have another. I'm definitely going to need to top this bottle up within the next 2 hours. Actually, in less than 2 hours, it's going to be 2 more hydrates and then this bottle is going to be gone. Because I dehydrated today so badly. Pathetic. I wanted to actually finish this bottle when I woke up from second sleep, but I never did. But it's fine. So yeah, this is who we are going to be working on today. And I'm basically just going to do a sketch page featuring the both of them. So I'm not going to be thinking too hard with the doodles for now. And I'm just going to put my references on another page so that or on another screen so that I can actually see what I am working with. Because I like to have my stream screen with a little bit more of a clean interface. Alright, so we're gonna start with just putting up let's start with let's just figure out what Claret actually even looks like in my art style, because I haven't even I've literally not drawn her myself before yet. And let me just check out what's her figure. She's not got the tiniest ribcage ever. Okay. And not the biggest contrast between ribs and hips either. She is definitely one of the bustiest characters in my roster, though. Wow. Okay. Noted. Let's put her on. Important looking chair. seeing how other artists draw their necks is definitely really interesting. Differently, it's very interesting. Yeah, I basically look at the neck through the lens of starting with the larynx and thyroid triangle. What's those muscle groups called again? I keep forgetting. Something maxillary? What? No wonder I can't ever remember the name of this thing. It's a massive, massive name. Sternocleidomastoideus. Sternocleidomastoideus. No wonder I can never remember the name of that muscle. No wonder I can never remember the name of that muscle. There's the reason why I've got my anatomy book right next to my desk. Wow. Yeah. So, in other words, the triangle on the side of the neck, with the muscle that comes from behind the ear. That's a mouthful of mouth muscles. You know, it's just that the name of the muscle that goes from below the ear to the collarbone that helps control the head rotation movement, and which contracts when you're turning your head to the side. That's what that one does. It's the pulling your ear down to your shoulder muscle. Remember it as stern mastodon. I'll start with that, maybe. I'll start remembering it. Oh, wild, I actually managed to strain that exact muscle earlier today by turning my head with it. Oh, no! I hope that you recover quickly. Enough. That's not fun. Yeah, I'm totally going to refer to it as the stern mastodon muscle from that one, just because it's an easier way to start remembering the syllables that belong to it. Why does that description feel familiar? Oh dear. Because I messed it up earlier. Oh no. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. And come over here, grab my inks brush. And let's do some more thinking. I'm gonna put this on 10 instead of 15. Now, know you drew her with these very soft looking eyes, which are very, very pretty. But I want to add a little bit of a dangerous glint to them as well. Because Claret is smart. Claret is a very smart lass. You don't retain power in a hyper-volatile territory like the Mist March without being a little bit sharp, no matter how innocent you may look. And she's got a bit of a hair vent, so I want to accentuate that just a little. Yes, I'm totally using this opportunity to actually learn how to draw her. Because I'm still figuring that very much out for myself as well. All right. I'm happy with that. I feel like the first drawing after getting adopted is always, okay, how does this character actually get drawn? Yeah, it is like that. It is absolutely like that. It's like, okay, we've now got the design. Now how in the blazes do we actually translate this? That's totally a mood. It's a thing. Now, she hasn't actually got earrings, which is an interesting note. But what does happen is she's got this interesting drill, which is 1, 2, 3 curls in front. I'm not happy with this angle though, so I'm going to just cut that and flip so that I can come along here like so. There we go. And on the opposite side, it's a single rotation, also from the outside in. I'm not happy with that location on it. It's got to be from further back. It's coming from is it from in front of the ear or is it behind the ear? I think it's coming from in front, which means that it's coming from here. There we are. Okay. So that's the front here, more or less, there. Now, let's look at collarbones. And then here. Shoulders. So we can include her choker, which is scalloped. All right. Now, basically, this is a sweetheart neckline. The straps attach. Wait, undo. How do those sleeve ruffles attach? Probably like this, because it's not actually visible on the reference. So I've got to wing it. Not that you'll be able to see it because there's going to be a hand there. And it actually attaches to the highest point. A little bit of gold trim. Okay, and then I'll figure out the rest of that sleeve attachment in a second. Let's just get the placement of the little waist rows. And its bow. Trying to convert this to a sort of manhwa, action manhwa sort of an art style, which is my vibe, is definitely an interesting challenge. But it's going pretty well so far, I think. Now, this bow also has additional rolls to it. I think it's looking really cool so far. Yay! Trying to draw everything with the straightest lines possible is definitely helping. Alright, we're getting there. Joshua, hello, hello. Greetings, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you doing? Did I I did not actually rename the Twitch stream. Whoops. Let me just rename the Twitch stream. Whoopsie! I knew I was forgetting something when I started. OC arting. Then interior design. Delete, 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 delete. And done. Update. Just wanted to pop in and say hi while I lurk about. Please keep cool and eat your veggies. I did indeed eat my veggies this day. But yes, I hope everyone in the Northern Hemisphere is in fact keeping cool and staying safe. I know that you guys are busy melting out there. My veggies this day was a salad, which consisted of broccoli and tomato and cucumber and yellow bell pepper. And we had fried potatoes with caramelized onions. That was the veg portion of the evening meal today, as well as the meat portion consisted of some pan-fried slices of cheesy Russian sausage. It's a nicely grilled up kind of German style with a mustard sauce. It's super tasty. Oh, wait, hold up. This isn't a sleeve, this is the beginnings of a cape. Ah, I'm gonna think of it like that. Okay. It's sort of like a shawl thing almost. Okay, so there's a hydrate. So everyone acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage and take a sip. I am so grateful. I was so close to wanting to just gulp down the rest of my water without the hydrate reminder going off. Yeah, this bottle is not surviving this hydrate. Less than an hour. Okay. I'm going to just quickly top up my water bottle. I will be back in about 40 seconds. Yeah, I'm gonna try and be back before this song ends. 1 second. Okay, I was a couple of seconds late. That's within the realm of where I expect it to be. Gulp the water before the hydrate reminder. Become ungovernable. I'm probably going to get rid of the next 700 milliliters just as quickly, honestly. Okay, we resume. I have no idea how to draw this chair, but that's not the important part, so I'm not going to think too hard. A little bit lower to account for another fold in that. This is so dainty and thin. I'm not very good at carrying weight. I'd anticipate that this fabric would be rather thin. Drawing dainty people is tricksy. Wow. Okay. How does that look? She looks a little emaciated on this one. I don't like that at all. And this hand is too small relative to the rest of the body. There we go. That's a bit better. Still not ideal, but better. Actually, you know what the problem is? The problem is that this arm is actually out too far forward. That's better. Alright, now let's just check in terms of the skirt length here. Ish, this is tiny. Yo. One forgets how tiny this is. Okay. Let's put a scalloped pleat over here. Now this is actually going to be a wrap, I think. This is going to be a wrap skirt. If I look at how the back looks on the reference, anyway. Okay. That looks about right there. That will do. around that corner. And okay. This is actually such a nice shoe. This is such a nice shoe. I wish I could get shoes like this in real life. A pump that actually has a strap that goes over the top of the bridge without necessarily being a Mary Jane. Fuck! I'm not mad about the ruffles for my own personal taste, but like the actual rest of the cut as a dress shoe, it's like the ideal. I'm not a ruffles person, I don't think. Okay. Proportions look a little bit off. Her head is too big for her body, that's why. Not a problem if you're doing cutesy art styles, but it does not look right from what I do. Cut, paste. That's more in proportion. Not a problem for cute styles, it's a problem for an art style that employs everyone drawn and it knows how to use a knife. Yes! Yes. Oh. This is so true. I am glad that my art style insinuates that people I draw generally know how to use knives. The implications of one's art style says much. If that is the perception my art style gives, then I am actually kind of happy that it's at least saying yes, I am in fact in the correct genre. It's a huge pull. I love the type of action comic style. Yay! I'm glad. I don't see a lot of I don't see a lot of people doing it, but I think I'm also just not in the right art circles necessarily. To see more of my sort of art style. Because a lot of the people that I'm seeing in the general orbit that are doing the non-cutesy stuff are more doing, you know, not safe for work art than, you know, action comics, and I don't know how to find the right people yet. I'm still busy working on that in my timelines on my various platforms. It's like, guys, the cute stuff is really cute, but I also want to see more action comic-y stuff. You know, I need to find more of that, I think. Yeah, I feel that. It's like you get the cutes and you get the sassies, and it's like, where's the in between? Where is the in between? Please. Obviously, all art has its audiences and its merits, but I'm just looking for more action comic artists, basically. Sometimes you want to see art of someone getting spanked in the face. Exactly. Right. There is something gorgeous about a well-choreographed set of comic panels delivering a helicopter kick. It's just gorgeous. To actually see that flow of movement. There is one comic that I'm following that's got really, really gorgeous choreography, which is The Regressed Mercenary Has a Plan. It has some of the smoothest and most concise action choreography I have seen. You can actually tell the flow of each move, and it is gorgeous. Like, you can actually see the thought process of each swing of the sword or the axe or whatever, and it's like, oh man, I love this choreography so much. Yes, so The Regressed Mercenary Has a Plan. It's available to read on Webtoon. There should be other sources as well, not that I know exactly where they are, but that's just where I read it. And I've been really enjoying that one. Okay. So that is the first ever picture of Claret done by me. Yay! Happy with that one for the sketch page for now. Oh wait, I'm still missing her headgear. She's got this. Set of roses and laurels here. So we've got 2 roses. In the bin. Hide that so that I can see what I'm doing. And then 1, 2. And 3. And this side is 1, 2. Okay, select outside and expand by 1, invert, grab this, clear, and merge them. There we go. Okay, yeah. That is on brand. That is looking like Claret. Let's just hit the save as button on Claret sketch page, home 2025 06 it's 07. It's 07, that's not 06 anymore, it's 0701. Okay. Now lastly, because we know we've got dots here like that, we can assume there is a bodice, which means there'll probably be somewhere around here that we'll be assumed for those pleats to connect to. Okay, and then what is not visible here are her wings, because I forgot that they were there for a split second. And she's got... Chances are this chair is going to need to be backless, so to accommodate that just a little bit. And that's the hydrate. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages, and let's take a sip. Oh. Hydrates. Lovely. Okay. Sketch number next. I have to draw Tarn like this. There's one sketch of Tarn that I absolutely have been wanting to draw since the very first day that I wrote this guy. And that's this. Not happy with that leg. Okay, sorry, I accidentally hit my microphone with my head there for a second. Okay. Let me just switch references for a second. Reduce that opacity slightly. Now, tarn is a cinnamon roll, basically. A very, very ignorant cinnamon roll on a lot of levels. I am very weak to the trope of the cinnamon roll dragon. I couldn't help it, I wanted to write one so badly. A golden retriever dragon, exactly! Like... That was pretty much what I found myself tending towards when I was starting out writing him. There we go. Yes, Tan has a pet deer whose name is Lunch. That's perfect, and it tells me all I need to know about Part-Tan's personality. Hey! Awesome! I am glad. Yeah. He's adorable, okay? This is why he's got the main character energy. Do you see what I mean? If plot comes within 500 yards of this man, he'll end up involved before he realizes what's going on. Exactly. Exactly. I'm so glad you understand. And most of the time, chances are he has actually got no idea what's even happening most of the time. If anything, I feel bad for Lunch. They're the brains of the store. You know what? I can see Lunch being the brains of this duo. They arrived at Misthaven on the same day. I don't think Lunch or Tan realized that this was going to be a long-term friendship. Question mark. I need to remind myself still a little bit with a little bit more clarity regarding the difference between deer anatomy and antelope anatomy. There's slight differences, but I can't remember exactly. Especially around the face, but it's fine. This is not about lunch. Not really, yeah. What's this thing on the side here again? It's a little tag. Let me just redo those. Okay. reside. Ultra simplified, because I don't want to spend too much time. It's okay. Something like that. Okay, I think for a start that gives us plenty of contrast between those two. Let's see, what shall we do for the last sketch on this page before we move on to commission work for the evening? Just a bit of contrast, just a wee bit, just a really little bit. I think the next one should be some sort of interaction between the two. But I can't think... Oh, no, I know exactly what I need to draw here. This is going to include one character that we have not actually seen. I've not introduced you guys to yet as well. Yeah. Because Tarn has an adorable combination of not only being an absolute cinnamon roll, but also the slightly frustrating one of having never actually been in society of any description before arriving in Misthaven. So let's just say that he is incredibly unschooled when it comes to all things urban. And let's just say that day one of his time in Misthaven was a very, very stressful day for the person who was showing him around. Oh no, that sounds fun to see from an outside perspective. Yep. Zero tact. At all. And not knowing what a hospital is. It was an interesting first day. It was an interesting first day. I can't wait to be able to show it to you guys in full. Let's have this one be a little bit more of a rear view. Because why? We don't actually have a rear view of her yet in existence, so we may as well. Isn't doing it. think that Tan's superpower must actually be, more than anything else, his ability to leave everyone around him with question marks hanging above their heads. Because that seems to be a recurring theme. Ah, mass confusion. It's an extremely useful power. Indeed. Now, I think I've redesigned this guy's hairstyle no less than 11 times over the several years that I've owned him. Why? Because every time that I've drawn him, it's been after like a 4-year gap. And he's never been able to really settle properly. So hopefully this time he'll settle. So what's yet another redesign? Yeah, exactly. And this guy is a sentinel. He's actually a sentinel. He's another sentinel. So I'm just gonna go open recent. I just want to see Mist God uniforms. I just want to get this reference again. So I can't really 100% remember exactly how much I simplified this one. Okay. I'm just gonna put him in the sentinel uniform because that way I don't have to think too hard about exactly what I'm drawing him in. Yes, he has the ability to confuse even himself, because he has no idea exactly how much he does not know. The unconscious incompetent. Striking hard. You know what? Absolutely incredible. What, the overwhelming cluelessness? Okay. Okay, I think that's that for now. I think you guys have gotten with this a little bit of an idea of at least Tan has got a lot of character developed. Sheesh, it's so cute. Thank you, Calyx. Thank you. Welcome in. Hi. Good to see you. How has Tuesday been treating you so far? What's this number 2? That is... he is being shown the inside of a hospital for the first time. And comes across the Marchioness quite by surprise. And, the person who is showing him around knows that he has never been in society before and is trying to prevent him from saying something that is going to get him thrown into prison, probably. What's this number 2 in the YouTube chat? I've no idea. He's got a lot of personality and they all look amazing. Thank you, Bread! Thank you. What number 2 in the YouTube chat? Hold up. Actually, I think they are YouTube is experimenting with new things where it's ranking live viewers' activity in chat. So the most active viewers get ranked first, second, and third as EXP. I have no idea what it actually leads to. I think it's experimental channel points type things for viewership rewards or something like that. I've seen it like twice already in the last week. I did not know that I was actually qualifying to have that feature. I don't know how to switch it on and off. But I guess that's there now. Just part of YouTube normal. But yeah. Okay, but I'm happy that we've at least got this sketch page sorted. I'm going to hit the save button and I will post that tomorrow. I like the little tail wiggle. Yay, I'm glad you do. I think that it tells you exactly everything you need to know about what's happening in that thing. Like, it's just walking around with his deer. Oh. Happy little dragon. Happy little dragon boy. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother coloring this. It was basically just an experiment. It is a deer. Yeah, I need to work on making that a little bit more obvious. I've not... I need to make it a little bit more obvious. I do not get deer in my part of the world. Surprise, surprise, surprise. We get antelope, but not deer. And the noses are built a little bit different, and I have not exactly done enough studies on deer. So, I need to make it a little bit more obvious, but I will save that for another day. I'm just going to make a little note over here. It is the sketch, yes. No, I'm not going to write it that way. I'm going to say... like that. Can I just say though, your style looks so good? Thank you! Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad you like it. I want to do something that's a bit action comic-y. I hope that this is giving away my webtoon reading roots and all of those influences. If you can tell what kind of webtoons I read based on this, then I'm impressed. Not that I've got it secret. I tell you guys all the time, I read action webtoons. Splashed with comedy. Splashed with a little bit of... very scary creature design. I'm unfortunately not a connoisseur. No one is expectant of that, but yeah, of the webtoon variety. That's fine. All is well, all is well. I wouldn't consider myself one either. I read a lot, but I wouldn't consider myself the most knowledgeable. There are a great many that I have dropped. But yeah. Okay. With that, I think it is now a good time to switch over to Blender to get into our commission work, because we got a new commission from I just want to make sure that I'm pronouncing this correctly, because it is a German name. I just want to make sure that I'm pronouncing it 100% correctly. Napfkuchenmops. I know that I had the most disgusting English accent on that, but yes. Napfkuchenmops. 3D stuff, yes, we're doing 3D stuff. I have a commission for interior, specifically Deutschland. Yep. I've got a design commission for a stream background, an animated stream background, and it requires a little bit of interior design, so we're diving into Blender for that, because it is a lot easier to do interior design in Blender in 3D than trying to do it in 2D, because in 2D my brain decides that Miss Multi-Talented or Mrs. Miss Demand. Yes. I'm looking for... I want to be here. Launch. Please and thank you. Please just open. Okay. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on, please just open up. Please just open up. There we go, getting there, getting there. Let me go over here. Hide Clip Studio. Open Blender. Waiting for the day Ria gets hitched so we can get the wedding outfit. You know, you and my entire family both. I don't see it happening in a hurry, but we'll see what happens when it happens, right? Joking, joking. Yeah, no. All well. All is well. Okay, so we're going to start by not deleting the default cube. Gasp upon all gasps. How to start Blender without removing the default cube? What is wrong here? No rush, it's always annoying when people talk about that stuff. Yeah. One understands where the general concern comes from, though. So a normal decent sized room is about a 3x6. So let's put these on 0. And put those on 0. Put those on Y3. Put that on X6. Okay. Or my own flavor of it, waiting for my family to give up so I can just throw a big party. Yeah. Ria have made any Blender guides? I have not. I have not. I am still actually a little bit of a noob when it comes to 3D modeling. But before I talk about that more, we've got to hydrate. So everyone acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage and take a sip. So, my experience in Blender is that of attempting to learn things, forgetting how things work, and trying again several times over the course of the last decade and a little bit more. So I've forgotten a great many things. I'm gonna make this a 4x6 room. I'm gonna make it a 4x6 room, give it enough space. When it comes to interiors, the one thing I can say is that I have lived in a great many properties over the course of my couple of years. Learning on the job, forgetting repeat, let's go. Yep, that story of my life. Story of my life right there. No, it was supposed to be in this one. Edit mode. Mesh. Normals. I think that's why most people make guides, to be honest, to remind themselves. This is so true. I can totally see that being a thing. I don't want to be over here. Where is my... Don't want to have that. Don't want to have that. I want to see... Where is the tick box that I'm looking for that says backface coloring? It's going to be over here. Wait, I just saw it. Backface culling. Mesh. Normals. Flip. There we go. Oi. Why is this being weird? Normals. Flip. Okay, so first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a loop cut times loop cut times 2. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna grab this one and we're going to extrude it out till it's on Y5, because this is going to be a bay window. Okay, grab all mesh normals, recalculate outside, mesh normals, flip. Okay, now it works. Now it makes sense. Now I'm seeing all of the normals on the inside of the room. That's what I wanted. Okay, we're getting places now. And let's make another loop cut. And grab this. And let's put this on 5.5. No. I want to have another 2. Rotate. Like that. Grab this face. Put it on 5.5. That will give us a nice bay window. Now we're cooking with various volatile liquids. Yes! So that is going to give us a nice little bay window that we're going to do stuff with. So first things first, let us grab these faces. And let's go inset. Here, let's go individual panels, yes. Thickness, let's go 0.05. Yes. Okay. Nice. Now let's go show all in the back there. So select through. And let's bring that height up to... What's a good height? Let me grab my tape measure. A good height for a bay window seat is going to be... window at about 60. So that's going to be 0.6 meters up. There we go. All right. Now we're going to go extrude. Let's go 0.02 along the normal. Extrude 0.02 along the normal. Repeat. Extrude negative 0.02. Extrude negative 0.02. Last one. Extrude negative 0.02. Okay. Now let's come to these edges, because this presently does not account for the thickness of a wall, which on a double brick wall we're going to be looking at about, on a double brick wall that's going to be about, let's make that 22 centimeters thick. So let's go this is going to be y 4.05 plus 22. That's going to be 4.27. Let's make that 4.3 just for safety. 4.3 for safety. Okay, object mode. Okay, we can see a little bit of change here, which is what we want. Great. Edit mode. I want to grab these top faces. I don't want to see the bottom ones, I just want those three. I want to go inset. I want it to be as a group. I want it to be 0.5. I want it to be just those, and width was going to be 4.32. All right. And now we grab these three, extrude, and that's going to be minus 0.02. Okay. And that will give us our frame. For our bay windows. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go and create a new material. Create. This one I'm going to call green screen. Actually, I'm going to call this one magenta screen, because why? We're not going to have much magenta in the scene. And then we're going to make this the color that scares all 3D designers ever. Surface, base color, RGB, R all the way up, B all the way down. No. There we go. Roughness all the way up. Okay. Now we're gonna grab those faces and we're going to assign those, and that's going to be our windows. Okay, let's rename this one to wood. Base color, like that. Let's add another one. New material, call this one aluminum. Let's go metallic up. Roughness down, but not all the way. Color like so. Not going to necessarily know where we're going to use the aluminium yet, but I'm going to just have it ready just in case. Add a new material, call this one tiles. Because tiles are amazing in residential spaces. Why? Because you can clean! There is nothing worse than dealing with 40-year-old carpets. Trust me, I know, I'm presently living with them. They are disturbing and awful. Saturation down a little bit more. Like that will do. Okay. Now down here, grab those. And assign the tiles. I'm going to include a data rail as well. Scale Z0. Oi. Excuse you. Scale Z0. Scale Z0. Please and thank you. And another one. Scale Z0. Okay, that one is going to be at a height of 1.4 meters. Yes. How high is 1.4 meters? I don't know. Let me just check that. 1.4 is too high. We want it to be at about 90. We want the bottom to be at 90 centimeters. So this is going to be at 0.9 high. A 3-meter ceiling just helps everything feel less claustrophobic. Okay, so if that's going to be 0.9, then this is going to be at 0. A good thickness for a data rail is going to be about 8 centimeters, so 0.98. There we go. What I want to do is I want to add over here, I want to give these a border. This is going to be 1 point. Yes. And here, that's going to be 4.05. Okay. So that's going to be a little bit of a border for that. Which means these vertices can come away, merge at last, merge last, nope, undo, 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 undo. Get rid of the data rails, because why? I need to do the frame split before I do the data rails. Okay. And I actually want to do the data rails on a separate material so that I don't have a destructive workflow. Which makes me think maybe I should do the installation on the bay window on a non-destructive workflow as well. Okay, so let me put this in bay window. Okay. Take that and move that to as x 1.95. Alright. Are those windows? Yes, the pink is where I'm going to be cutting material out so that I can animate behind there. And that's going to be 2.05. No, 4.05. 4.05. Grab these. Undo, undo, undo. Why? Because I've still got a data rail cut here, which I need to get rid of. There we go. One 1.95. Boom. .05. Boom. Grab these faces. Delete faces because I don't need them. delete vertices because I don't need them. Prahazik, hello, hello, welcome in. How goes? Do we normally do this, undo this much? Yes. Yes, we do. Because otherwise... This is part of not knowing exactly what you're doing and figuring it out. That's what you're currently seeing. So, object mode, add mesh, make a new cube, call this one say window, call it second cube, room shell. Okay. Keith Manta, hello, hello. What's happening now? We are currently busy doing some architecture for a new commission that's come in, where we are doing an interior environment design. And with that, I think I just messed up. No, I didn't. Okay. It is a lot easier to do that in 3D than in 2D,